I was like, not with me, you won't.
Yeah,
No.
we'll handle
Who cares
that.
what they, I
That's
said,
what
who
we
cares
tell
what
our
that?
boys, too.
So I got a call from their mom, like, did you tell them? Like, fuck yeah.
I did.
Fuck yeah. Stand your ground. Doing the right thing. And some assholes, it's just like the clothes thing. Because you're doing something different that somebody else doesn't like. They think they have a right to come in and tell you how to do it or belittle you about it. Fuck that. It's go time. You know? Same thing.
Man, I never thought you'd get married.
No, none of us did.
Nor did I.
And then when you had a kid, too.
Like when you told me, man, I love her. She's so beautiful. She's a model. Like you said all those things. I'm like, Ben's fucking drunk. And then he kept saying it. Because like I'd heard that, I'd seen it in the early days.
Yeah. I did.
I remember getting a phone call. Hey, come get me. I'm on a street corner in Hollywood.
Yep.
I've got my wiener dog. Was it a wiener dog or Pomeranian?
Chihuahua.
What was his name? Frank. I got Frank. And this bitch kicked me out of the house. I'm sitting on the corner in Hollywood with my stereo and my dog. Come get me.
It's 100 degrees.
Yeah.
I dated. I've always dated beautiful, crazy women. But my wife is a different story. She's beautiful and not crazy. She is a unicorn. She really is. And I asked her to marry me on the second date, and I haven't looked back. Been 5.5 years, got a kid, and all my friends were very reasonably skeptical. And everyone's
not of her.
Until, and you guys haven't had the pleasure of meeting her yet, but I'm sure James has told you. Like the second James met her, within a minute, he's like, "Oh, I get it. I would, fucking never screw around. That's it. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, I was never gonna get married, and never gonna be a parent, and I had no interest. And
yeah, that's awesome, man.
I'm very happy, man. These are really good.
It does what it needs to do. We can make it here fast.
People are eating.
Thank you for breakfast, guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the first time I've been here sober.
Probably ever.
Yeah. I guess it is the first time.
Creamer?
Oh, yeah, you bet. I was going to get some creamer, too, but Colin put too much fucking coffee in my cup.
He asked me to fill it up, so I filled it up to the point where I could barely balance it whenever.
That was about.
Yeah, because he was like, "We filled it up. You're smaller." I was like, "Okay."
I was just trying to, he was heading over there anyway, so.
I wasn't on there yet.
Want to go see the building?
Yeah.
All right.
I absolutely do.
All right. We're gonna go see the building. You want to go? You want to stay here?
I'll stay here.
You going to go?
Yeah, fucking Colin.
You guys want to go?
You want to go? Just happy that you're here.
Oh, me too. I woke up feeling a lot better today. I think not having rest was part of it as well.
I'm just happy for my own selfish reasons, so that if this truck runs out of gas, you can push and I can steer.
I might be able to pull it too. We put Pablo in the back and me in the front.
Now Colin's gonna have to sit there because if the truck is out of gas and it's not running and you're pushing it, it's gonna be really hard to steer because the power steering's out. So I'm gonna sit here and steer, and he's going to power assist my steering.
Oh, right on.
See,
Well, that's why you're the boss.
we all play a role. Yeah, you can't just delegate.
Plus, he's the smallest, so
True. He can sit on your lap and act like he's driving.
those tires might really hurt Colin.
Yeah. You gotta think about my better interest, Lance.
I'm trying to.
Doesn't sound like you're trying too fucking hard.
So Ben's in town. He's now working for Spikes, which you guys will probably have seen that video or about to see that video. I don't know how we're gonna upload these. And he looks fucking happy. Like Ben's always happy, but he looks good. So our breakfast video was a little different this morning. Then we ran over and showed him the building. He hadn't been in the new building yet. So we're running a little late. About 15-20 minutes late right now to the gym. Colin, Lance, and I are heading to the gym. And I saw Lance had some kettlebells, so I guess he's going to do some kettlebell stuff.
Yeah, cardio and bells.
This is the truck we need right here. I like that
Me
thing.
and John do real cardio while you and they're playing with swinging things around.
Look at that big old thing. F7, a 7500.
God, that's huge.
I guess it's got to be pulled by a big-ass tractor.
Yeah.
It's cold. It was cold last night. The water's a little choppy, a little dirty looking. Some good current running through there. What are you going to talk about?
Right now, I'm just trying to make it not bumpy.
I just want to make sure you didn't change it like you usually do. Because you say, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that, and doing this and that, and then I see you go into the locker room and you get naked and you act like you're going to put your athletic supporter on, then I never see you in the gym. So I'm just wondering what you're doing.
Who are we talking about? Colin?
Colin, yeah.
Lance is making up fairy tales.
They got showers in there.
Go sit in the sauna naked by yourself.
The sauna. So we were over at the building. They laid out. They drew out the templates on the floor where all the cabinetry's going, where the stove, the sink, the refrigerator, all that shit's going. So we kind of know how we're going to lay the kitchen out. The island will be a two-piece. It'll step up to a bar on the back side of it. Big, huge, deep sink. We're not putting we're just putting a cooktop up there, like a 4-burner electric cooktop is going up there. We're not running gas lines and everything up top there. The gas stove will be downstairs. Gas stoves will be downstairs.
Yeah, we need some of those industrial, the 2-tier ovens, you know, that way you can cook in 2 different temperatures,
yeah, no
2
doubt.
different things at the same time.
No doubt. But we're gonna have Viking or Wolf ranges down in the kitchen, and for like when we grill, when you run the gas grill outside, we can just run a second grill even for
different foods, different stuff. Yeah,
be feeding a lot more people. Plus, like doing that salsa chicken Amanda makes, where you just put it in a crock pot. You put it in at 8 o'clock, and by noon it's shit's ready to eat. That's fucking super easy. We can run 4 or 5 crock pots at a time and feed everybody out of that, and not have any labor involved in it really.
That way you just come and serve food instead of having to worry about standing over it.
It's time right now. All the seed catalogs are out. Everybody's doing their planning for this year's garden stuff, and we're gonna have a shitload of room for garden this year.
I'm excited.
Just off of our little garden last year, we produced shit more. We couldn't even use all the tomatoes we were producing just out of there.
Yeah.
So to say, you know, we want to produce at least 50% of the vegetables and stuff that we use this year, that's not at all unreasonable. I mean, shit, we could probably do closer to 75. So
I think we should have a pumpkin patch this year.
We can go. Yeah, we have room for it. I mean, you can really do a pumpkin patch easily.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to do pumpkins and a lot of different like squash and zucchini, and to where it can all spread out across, you know.
The problem we have is that we plant all that shit, and it all comes right, and there's terminate and indeterminate, and terminate. I think that's what it is. So terminate, or it all your fruit grows at one time and comes ripe, and that's the end of it. Whereas indeterminate keeps going. So we need to really plant every week. We need, like, if we're going to run tomatoes here, and this, like, say we're going to do a row of tomatoes, let's plant 4 tomato plants. Next week put 4 more in the ground. Next week put 4 more, so that we can run the season longer. And just plant a variety of shit. Even if we don't like it, we can feed it to the animals.
You know what else would be good too? Of course, can't use them this year, but start a little asparagus patch.
Yeah, we need to put a lot of asparagus in anyways.
Yeah.
And fruit trees. Cody wants to put a lot of fruit trees in. So, and Hicks used to do apple orchards, so he knows a lot about that. That's what his dad used to do. So, like on the line of the driveway, we can put a bunch of trees in on the driveway in, and we've got that whole hill there. We can cut a lot of that shit down and thin it and put a lot of trees, you know, not have just everything on the property is going to produce something, whether it be, you know, hardwood, firewood. I want to put a lot of pine on the outside, kind of for a windbreak coming off of that road there.
What are those fruit trees where they have like 4 or 5 different grafted together, and you get?
They do it, but
have you done? Do they have much luck with? Do they produce much?
No, I think they do. A lot of my understanding is, like, all of your nurseries, like when you buy an apple tree or something, it comes off of a dormant or a sterile rootstock, and then they graft on the type of plant that you're going to have. Jack Spirko talks about that a lot. You can actually graft a lot of your own and make your own trees, but you can start a lot from seed too. It's just you don't really know from seed what you're always going to get. If it's some kind of hybrid, you don't know what traits you're going to have. So if you just buy them from a nursery, you know what it's going to be. You don't have to fuck with it. When we first moved here, I had some banana trees and some little citruses and stuff, and you have to take them in, and you have to put them in the garage.
It's winter and so forth. Yeah.
It's just shit that we won't do it. Right. So we're better off just planting, you know, 6, 8, 10 trees of what we know we want, and not worry with fucking around with the rest of it. If you're at a house and you can only had room for 1 or 2 trees, that might be cool. I've never seen one personally. People say that they work, I guess.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've heard about them. I thought they sound really cool.
The thing is, like, as a homeowner, if you got 5-6 peach trees in your front yard, all those fucking peaches come ripe at one time.
Right.
And they all rot at the same time. So you have like a 2-week window where you have to pull all that shit.
Well, that's why I was thinking about the other deal, because isn't it staggered where it bears this fruit at one point and a different fruit?
I don't know.
I thought I saw a deal where, because like you could get things off of them all year long because at different seasons, different times of the year, it produces a different fruit.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know for sure.
I'm not sure.
Be worth looking into or interesting.
While we have them doing the dirt work and running those drains, we need to look at some water collection and stuff. I know we've got a couple pumps in the back storage. We need to look at how we're going to get water, because like on that hill in front of the building is a great place to run a garden or some beds.
That's what I was thinking.
But how do we get the water there? So we're going to have to trench and run a water line, and then also water collection. You know, we need to look at water collection for that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So if we put the rabbits up on the hill, and I'm not saying we're going to do that, but for instance, if we put the rabbits there, we can put in 1,200 feet of roof to overhang, cover them, gutter that, and we can fill 200
white gallon, just daisy chain all those fuckers together so that they're full.
Each one's 275 gallons, so, and we get enough rain here.
You can have 1,000 gallons of water in no time.
Right.
Stored up.
On the other hand, water's cheap too, so immediately we'll just run a trencher and run a water line up there so we have it. But look at redundancy for the water. We got enough room now where we can actually do all the preparedness shit and the small micro farm shit we've been talking about. We just have to lay it out and then lay it out in a manner. For breakfast, I'm always in a hurry. I will not walk 2 minutes across the property to go to a garden. We need a garden right outside the door. But then for larger stuff, we can't have all that close to the building because we got to have work.
We should do a little, you're talking like a little herb garden, right?
Yeah, several. We need to have several.
Yeah.
And if we're planting shit, anything that's on the property needs to be shit that can produce something that we can use. So you always hear about your zones and your layers and stuff like that with permaculture, and we'll implement some of that in there. And I think immediately we need to fence off a half-acre or so of the woods back there
for the goats,
and get the goats back there and get them start eating that shit. Get them out of the fucking chickens. They're affected.
A lot more eggs now that I've bundled up that hooch too.
Is that what you think's doing it? Because it's warmer in there?
Yeah, because I wake up in the morning and stuff and I find there's a lot more to the chicken, and plus that dog that was coming around chicken killing them, kind of scared them all back into the yard, so I don't think they're out laying wherever they were before.
Under the stairs in the front, there's a nest of probably 20 eggs under there.
They're doing that again?
We need to block that up, because any place they can hide, and a lot of people are saying they think, if we keep the chickens in a pen by themselves, and we can turn them out during the day, but if we keep them away from the goats and all that other shit, they'll return back. We need to make an actual chicken coop instead of just the dog run. That worked fine, but we're losing probably 30% of our eggs right now because they're laying them other places.
Yeah.
So we need to make it more friendly to them, more inviting to them.
Past couple days I've been getting all this week, every day I've gotten like 18 to 19 eggs a day.
Cool. Plus, on the new property, you'll be able to come out of the building, get on a Ranger or a 4-wheeler, drive over to the animals in the trailer, and then fucking bring all that shit back. Plus, not only that, you'll have, you'll go oversee that shit and spend 30-45 minutes a day, but we'll have a kid that works for us that fucking cleans up the mess and shit. So we'll make our new interns, when they come in, fucking deal with the animals in addition to doing cleanup and other shit. We'll just make it part of their job.
Right on.
Is that you I'm smelling? Yeah, it is.
That's lovely, Colin. Thank you.
That smells like semen rotting in there.
It does, mixed with eggs.
So, speaking of your butthole, I tagged Mallory in the butthole chocolate thing. She didn't think that was funny?
No, you did. That's why she was texting me. She was, after we started, we talked a couple times. She was like, I don't know what to say back. I can't think of anything funny. I was like, don't worry, it's funny like it is. Just leave it.
I just want to hear the conversation that her mom has when she sees it.
Yeah, her mom doesn't have Facebook.
Well, then I'll print it out and mail it to her mom. That's what I'll start doing. All of our conversations, since her mom doesn't have Facebook, I'll print them and just mail them to Mallory's mom. Is that a good idea?
No.
I'm thinking of you guys.
Colin.
right, we're about to pull up to the gym here and do this.
Cardio.
Turn that shit off.